All right, deep breaths, Jack. Don't lose it now. My pride and joy, a gleaming 1967 Mustang named Betty, is teetering like a metallic blue seesaw on a greasy steel platform in my driveway. She's nose down, tail up, at a heart-stopping 30-degree angle, looking more like a rocket ready to misfire than the meticulously restored classic she is. Red and yellow warning lights, never a good sign, flash like angry fireflies on the control panel by the garage. A low, grinding groan rumbles from the hydraulics below, sounding like they're plotting a full-on revolt. Rain starts to speckle the driveway, each drop hissing on Betty's hood. Perfect. Just perfect. Across the street, Mrs. Larson's curtains twitch. Down the block, old man Peterson pauses his lawn mowing, pretending to check his blades while staring right at me. My phone buzzes, hopefully Gus, the contractor, answering my panic texts. Code red, platform stuck, tilted. Karen incoming. Oh yeah, Karen. Speak of the DVYL, and there she is, striding across her flawless lawn with the intensity of a general, her polka-dot umbrella raised like a war banner. Karen Whitaker, president of the Pinecrest HOA, my personal nemesis, and the reason I'm standing here with a car elevator that's currently trying to yeet my Mustang into the next dimension. James! Her voice slices through the hydraulic moan like a knife. What in heaven's name is this catastrophe now? Your ridiculous machine is broken again, isn't it? She waves at Betty with the disdain of someone dismissing a bad Yelp review. It's an eyesore, and it's blocking the sidewalk. I force a grin that feels like it might crack my face. Evening, Karen. Nice weather, huh? I gesture at the drizzle. Not broken, just a little calibration hiccup. Texts are on their way. I sneak another text to Gus. Saw, where are you? Bring the big wrenches. Saw. Karen snorts, unconviewine said. Calibration? James, it looks like your driveway is eating your car. This is exactly the kind of dangerous, unapproved nonsense I warned the board about. I sigh, the argument as familiar as a bad song stuck in my head. It's not unapproved, Karen. We went over this. The bylaws cover driveways, fences, even bird baths, nothing about underground car platforms. I've practically memorized that cursed HOA binder. She jabs a finger at Betty. They mention driveways, James. Normal ones. Concrete, not gaping pits with greasy contraptions. She's already snapping photos, muttering about hazardous conditions, and BY soil blight. This whole mess-me hydraulic monument to suburban spite started with something simple. I love Betty. Not just like her, love her. She's a Highland Green 67 Mustang Fastback, restored over 5 years of sweat, busted knuckles, and every penny I could scrape together. Every bolt, every stitch in her upholstery, she's perfect. My driveway? Not so much. Like every house in Pinecrest, it's a single-car width strip leading to a 2-car garage. Why builders thought this made sense, I'll never know. My wife, Lisa's, practical SUV fits fine, but getting Betty in and out is a nightmare. A 10-point turn, mirrors checked obsessively, heart pounding, terrified of scraping her flawless paint on the garage frame. Lisa's SUV often ended up on the street, collecting bird poop and dodging sideswipes. So, I had a plan: widen the driveway by 2 feet on the lawn side. Just enough to give Betty room to breathe, to stop me from sweating bullets every time I took her for a spin. I did it right, hired a solid concrete guy, got a detailed quote, drew up diagrams, filled out the HOA's modification form in triplicate, even included a polite letter explaining why it was necessary. Concrete's concrete, Karen, it's not like I was painting it neon pink. But at the HOA meeting, in a clubhouse reeking of Lysol and crushed dreams, Karen and her architectural review committee shot me down. I laid out my case, stressing how practical it was, how it wouldn't change the look of the street. Karen peered at my drawings over her glasses, lips pursed. James, she said, voice dripping with fake sympathy, while we appreciate your car hobby, widening the driveway, even by 2 feet, would disrupt the uniform aesthetic of the neighborhood. Bylaw 12, subsection D, paragraph 2, Demands consistent driveway widths for VY soul harmony. Visual harmony? It's 2 feet of concrete. I pointed out that Mr. Peterson's lawn has a gnome riding a turtle, which is way more disruptive than my plan. Mr. Peterson's decorations are permitted under the embellishments clause. She sniffed. This is different. It could set a precedent. Imagine if everyone wanted wider driveways. Chaos. Her lackey, nervous Dave, nodded like a bobblehead. Chaos, he mumbled. I walked out furious, ranting to Lisa in our kitchen. It's a driveway, not a Broadway set. She just hates Betty, thinks she's too flashy for Pinecrest. Lisa, patient as ever but tired of my HOA wars, suggested parking Betty carefully or looking into off-site storage. Off-site storage? For Betty? That's like sending your kid to boarding school because the hallway's too narrow. That night, staring at the offending strip of concrete, an idea sparked. Karen wouldn't let me go wider, but what about going down? I hit the internet searching hidden car storage and residential car lifts. Videos showed sleek platforms vanishing into driveways, Ferraris descending into vaults. It was cool, complex, crazy expensive, and the words car elevator appeared nowhere in the HOA bylaws. A grin spread across my face. If I couldn't widen the driveway, maybe I didn't need most of it at all. I became obsessed, DVYing into hydraulic rams, scissor lifts, pit drainage, load capacities. My YouTube went from car restoration to German parking systems and soil load-bearing tutorials. I'd shove my laptop at Lisa while she was reading. Look, this Swiss platform rotates saw and saw lowers. She'd sigh. James, are you really going to dig a giant hole in our yard because Karen wouldn't let you add 2 feet of concrete? It's not just that. I'd say, maybe too loudly. It's security. Betty'd be safe from hail, bird poop, Karen's glares. It's innovative. Lisa's reply was blunt. It's insane. But I saw a spark of curiosity in her eyes. The cost? I dodged that, minimizing browser tabs with quotes that made my eyes water. I scoured the HOA rulebook, highlighter in hand. Pages on driveways, garages, even mailbox flags, but nothing on subterranean parking or hydraulic platforms. My loophole. It's not a driveway expansion. I practiced aloud. It's a driveway replacement with an integrated subterranean storage solution. Ridiculous? Yes. Perfect? Absolutely. Finding someone to build it was tougher. Most contractors thought I was nuts. You want to bury your car? One asked before hanging up. Another said, we pour flat stuff, not elevators. Then I found Gus's garage gadgets and industrial lifts. His website screamed no nonsense, with photos of Gus built like a bulldozer next to massive hydraulic presses. I called, explained my plan. After a pause, he chuckled. HOA won't let you widen the driveway, huh? Seen it before. Dragon lady next door? My jaw dropped. How'd you know? Kid, I've dealt with zoning boards and petty tyrants forever. When can I take a look? Gus showed up in a beat-up truck, surveyed my driveway, glanced at Betty, noted Karen's pristine house, and nodded. All right, Carter. The pit of defiance. Secure parking, I corrected. He grinned, missing a tooth. This ain't a kit from Amazon. Big excavation 8, maybe 10 feet. Soil reports, drainage, some pumps. Water in that hole, and your Mustang's swimming. Concrete box, thick walls. Steel platform, dual hydraulics, safety interlocks, laser curtains, 220V power. It's loud, messy, and your neighbors, especially her. He jerked a thumb at Karen's house. Will hate you. His plan was sneaky, permits for foundation repair and drainage improvement to cover the dig, keeping Karen in the dark. The price he quoted made my stomach lurch way more than widening the driveway, but I pictured Karen's smug face and Betty descending into her private lair. Let's do it, I said. Gus clapped my shoulder. Prepare for war, kid. War began with a mini excavator roaring into Pinecrest, shattering the morning calm. Gus's crew attacked the driveway with jackhammers, then dug. And dug. The hole looked like a missile silo by day 3. Neighbor Tom, a veteran of his own HOA battles, leaned on his fence. "Big hole, James. Pool?" "Just drainage work," I yelled, wiping dust. Karen was glued to her window, phone out, but Gus's permits held up when the city inspector came. Concrete trucks followed, pouring a watertight bunker. The air stank of wet cement and Karen's rage. HOA notices piled up: unapproved landscaping, excessive noise, hazardous conditions. Gus chuckled at them. "Our permits are solid, just creative." Karen confronted Gus one day, pointing at the concrete pit. "This is no foundation repair." Gus wiped greasy hands, smiling coldly. "Ma'am, ensuring structural support and water management, per City Permit 789B. Protecting the neighborhood's integrity." She sputtered, knowing she was being played but unable to stop it. Then the platform arrived, a massive steel beast on a flatbed, lowered by a crane. Neighbors gawked, whispering about tornado shelters or secret bunkers. Lisa watched from the window, reaching for wine. Gus's crew installed hydraulic lines, a pump motor, and a control box with glowing buttons and laser safety beams. Initial tests were rough. The platform shuddered, leaked fluid, groaned. Karen called the HOA hotline nightly. I chanted, "Saw please work," saw, knowing I'd spent more than Betty's restoration. Finally, Gus smoothed the kinks. They poured concrete over the platform to match the driveway, hiding the beast when flush. Then Karen struck, sending a cease and desist letter citing unapproved machinery and safety hazards, threatening fines and legal action. Gus laughed. "Let your lawyer handle it. Their rulebook's got nothing on this." My lawyer sent a polite reply. "Permitted by the city, not prohibited by bylaws. Have a nice day." Karen escalated, calling the cops for dangerous machinery. Officers arrived, sighed, and inspected the flush platform. I explained the permits and safety features. Gus showed the electrical sign-off. Officer Chen asked Karen, "Does your rulebook ban car elevators?" She flushed. "Not exactly, but it's against the spirit." Officer Miller cut in, exhausted. "We don't enforce spirit. He's got permits. This is your HOA's problem." They left, muttering about traffic duty. The moment of truth came on a tense Saturday. Lisa watched from the porch, arms crossed. Neighbors gathered. Karen stood ready to film disaster. Gus clapped my shoulder. "Easy, Carter. Drive her on." My heart pounded as I slid into Betty's seat, her leather and gasoline smell calming me. I eased her onto the platform, centered her, and stepped out. At the control panel, I flipped the key switch. Green lights. I pressed down. The hydraulics hummed, and Betty sank smoothly into the earth. Neighbors gasped. Karen's jaw dropped. Betty settled in her LED-lit bunker, safe. I hit up, and she rose like a phoenix, locking flush with a clunk. I grinned, relief flooding me. I'd done it. Gus smirked. Smooth as silk. Karen's stunned fury was worth every cent. The HOA called an emergency meeting, packed with curious residents. Karen railed, projecting photos of the dangerous, excavation and unstable platform, quoting bylaws on aesthetics and safety. I countered with my rejected widening requests, the bylaws' silence on elevators, city permits, and photos of safety features. It's engineered, permitted, and blends with the driveway, I said. It even hides my garish car, as Karen once implied. Murmurs spread. A neighbor called Karen's denial of my original request petty. Tom stood. If it's not banned and permitted, what grounds do we have to remove it? We'll lose in court. Karen insisted it was a loophole, but couldn't cite a VYOLAD bylaw. I went for broke. See it work. Demo outside, now. Karen protested, but the board agreed. Under porch lights, I lowered and raised Betty, then Lisa's SUV, flawlessly. The crowd was silent, awed by the sheer audacity. Back inside, the removal motion failed. The board formed a subcommittee to review YEW bylaws. HOA speak for surrender. Karen fumed, defeated. Life settled into a new rhythm. The elevator was convenient, keeping Betty safe from weather and scratches. Kids called it a bat cave. Karen shifted to nitpicking my lawn and porch light, but the war was won. Sometimes, as Betty rose from her lair, I'd catch Karen pretending to prune her hedges, ignoring me. I'd wave cheerfully. Was it petty? Yes. Overkill? Totally. But as Betty settled flush, ready for our next drive, I smiled. Ridiculous, unnecessary, and worth every damn penny.